You're listening to Triple Y, and a special guest in the studio is our principal of St William's School, Nick Fogarty. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks, Donna. It's good to be here.
Now, you're no stranger to the area. You've been at the school for over 5 years now, haven't you?
Yeah, coming up to 5.5 years at the end of this term.
Right. What have you seen in changes in those 5 years that you've been at St William's?
Well, there's been a lot of changes in the last 5.5 years. I think for a newcomer coming into the school, just the aesthetics of St William's has changed considerably. We've undertaken a really targeted and deliberate approach to making the school look a lot more welcoming and inviting. We've spent a lot of time and energy in just making sure that the classrooms really well resourced, painted a lot of the buildings, we've cleaned roofs, we've replaced roofs, we've upgraded playgrounds, we've built new playgrounds. It's been quite deliberate in what we wanted to do because this is a highly competitive catchment that we're in and we need a point of difference. And it's important that when families come, when they're looking for a school for their children, that they are actually impressed with the surroundings and the grounds that we have here. So that's been one of the big ones. We've also been really diligent in just how we upskill and build capacity of our staff. Our academic results over the last couple of years in particular have been absolutely outstanding, which I'm really proud of. We've got a wonderful teaching staff and we've got fantastic support staff across the school. It's a really positive culture we have in place here currently, and it does provide a wonderful environment for students to learn in. We've also dedicated a lot of time in ensuring that students feel safe at school. Safeguarding of our students is a priority. It's my most important job, and I say that to the kids all the time. And we work really tirelessly behind the scenes. If we get the sniff of something, of any antisocial behaviour, we're very proactive in addressing that, because the last thing I want for any mums and dads, or child for that matter, is not to want to come to school.
What are your numbers like currently at the school? Are you at capacity or not?
Yeah, well, we've run out of classrooms. So when I was first appointed, we had just over 430. Next year, we'll have over 520, 530. We've introduced an extra stream of prep, so we'll have 4 prep classes next year. We've also introduced another Year 5 class, so we'll have 3 Year 5s. So our reputation in this catchment, I think, has grown quite considerably over the last 2 or 3 years, and we've worked quite hard in the background with the marketing, but I think probably the thing that's had the most influence on our increase in enrolments is parents' word of mouth, whether that's sport on a Saturday or at kids' parties or down the shops. I think mums and dads are actually speaking really positively about what we do here as a community. It's had a big impact on the number of enrolments that we're getting, not only in prep but across the school.
I know in general, in our state especially, they're talking about a shortage of teachers in lots of areas. How have you coped with that?
Yeah, well, it's no different here. I was fortunate enough to go to Oxford during the year. I took some long service and was part of a symposium over there. It's the same over in the UK, the US, South America. We certainly haven't dodged it by any stretch of the imagination. My APA, Nikki Saunders, she's amazing. She looks after the staffing. She does all the sick calls and everything like that. It is really hard getting high-quality relief staff in. And look, I know that probably since COVID, there's been a real shortage of teachers. But in saying that, we're really fortunate with the relief staff, or the regular relief staff we have here. They understand the culture, the expectations of the school, and also Brisbane Catholic education. So on most days, it's a very seamless transition when teachers are away. We try to get in the regular relief staff so that the students are familiar with them. So look, there are minor hiccups every now and then with the availability of staff, but we've managed it well. Obviously, we'd love more high-quality teachers available to us, but we're managing okay at the moment.
Why do you think we've got a shortage of teachers?
Well, there's a lot of things. The workload is ridiculous. The teachers go far and beyond what's expected of them here at St William's. They're a highly professional and invested and motivated group, but there are a lot of external factors which teachers are required to do or are part of the expectations of the role, which doesn't necessarily come under the 8:40 to 3 p.m. time
Why has that changed over the years? So I know now in schools, I don't know if you have many at St William's, but there seems to be all these pupil free days and free days for this, that. We never had that when we went to school. What has changed?
Well, compliance is a big thing to start with. So schools are highly regulated in this day and age and got to be compliant with a whole host of things. We pretty much need risk assessments for almost everything we do, which is incredibly time consuming. There's lots of different processes in place that are mandatory for schools, and they play a pivotal role in with funding. So one area is the NCCD. So that's where students with various needs, we have to collect 10 weeks worth of evidence, and then we submit that, and they get there's 3 categories of funding, and that is extremely time consuming, but it is extremely important for us as a community to be able to fund and support the different needs of the students. Parent expectations also really high, which is understandable, and I think it should be. But the job is just very busy. There's lots of different hats that teachers have to wear each and every day, and it just probably adds to what they're already doing.
What do you think has been the highlight or the highlights of this year at St William's?
Got a ninja course down in the Oval, which the kids love.
Gee, I'll have to be at that one.
Which is great. Look, once again, our academic data with NAPLAN, but across the school with our semester reporting has been outstanding. I'm really proud of what the students and teachers have been able to do. Obviously, the increased enrolments has been a real acknowledgement of the work that our staff do. We've got a great staff here, which I've spoken about already. Just the culture of the school, it's a very calm place. The kids generally extremely well behaved. The teachers are very proactive in their follow-ups. If they sort of get a bit of an indication that something might be a little bit off with a child, we've got a fantastic support team here at St William's, and they work tirelessly in the background, just supporting the different needs of all the students we have here in our community. So there's lots of things. I think just the general growth overall and our reputation in the community, and now we're actually reaching our potential across a whole suite of areas, which has been really pleasing to see.
All right, the road ahead in 2025, what's in store for St William's and the pupils?
Well, next year we're doing 2 new playgrounds, one in our junior areas for our preps and year ones, which we're really excited about. It just in the final stages now of working with one of the design architects around that space. That will be a fantastic addition to our junior play space. And then our 2, 3 and 4 playground is also getting a big redevelopment as well. That's on its last legs. It's a really popular place and it's well used, but it's bordering on probably not being compliant in certain areas. So that's a priority for us as well. With the extra staff we've got on board, just making sure that we support them so that they can meet the high expectations we have in place here at St William's. Just making sure that they feel invested in the community and a part of the different collegial groups that we have in place. But we just want to keep building on what we've achieved so far. I think that's really important for us as a community moving forward.
Now, this is a personal question from me. Your music department, have you got a good choir? Have you got a good band? Have you got promise to get me a good church choir next year?
So our band has just won gold at the Music Fest a couple of weeks ago at the Ferny Grove State School. So
we'll be telling Father Nigel to get them into the church, yes.
They're very good. They actually can play a song and you can tell what song they're playing, which is always nice. Maybe not. We've got a fantastic choir. We've got a junior and a senior choir, and every Wednesday they gather and they sing and perform, and they've gone off to a number of different Eisteddfods and things like that, which is great. We do the ukulele, don't do the recorder, which is a blessing for lots of families.
And parents in particular.
Yes. Very happy about that. So our ukulele ensembles are really popular with our upper kids, which is great. But look, as a community, we want to highlight opportunities for students to show their different talents, but also provide opportunities for students to participate in something they haven't had the chance to do in the past. So we offer a lot of different initiatives across the school, band and choir being a couple of those, and it really does support the performing arts program we have here at St William's.
Excellent. Well, look, it's a busy catchment area, as you said, but it sounds like St William's School is shining and will continue to do so. So thank you for speaking with us.
Thanks so much, Donna. Happy to be here.
Principal Nick Fogarty there, St William's at Groverley, and what a great school it is too. You're listening to Triple Y.